Kyle Bradford, Chaparral Motorsports, here with Andrew from Bridgestone. We have a unique opportunity to get Bridgestone in the booth with us to do a walk around of this new AX41 Adventure tire. Andrew, we're stoked about this tire. We ride adventure bikes, we ride them hard, and this is what looks like the most aggressive new tire that we've seen in a long time.
Yes, sir. That's correct. It's Bridgestone's first proper aggressive off-road ADV bike tire. So we've known it's coming. We've had to stay hush on it, but now we're able to talk about it. So we appreciate you guys coming here.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some of the things? I mean, we know that this has a tread block about the same thickness and about the same size as a TKC80, which has been the staple in the industry for a long time. Metzler tried to combat the wear issues by coming out with the Crew 3, which does wear a little bit better than that TKC80. As far as performance goes, what are we looking at from this tire? Can we expect in mileage? What can we expect in traction? What kind of technology is built into it? That's what we're here to learn today.
Yeah. So these types of riders, they like the latest and greatest, the cutting edge, and there's a lot of technology and very intentional design that went into these tread blocks and these tires as a whole. What you mentioned, sort of surviving on the road to get where you really want to go and have fun off the road. So with these blocks here, you can kind of notice if there's a close-up shot there, it's not a complete drop-off like a canyon. It's kind of more like a valley. In the other street tires, we kind of call this a 3D groove, but over here, once you enter the block realm, it's kind of a more like a 3D block, if you will. But
so what you're talking about is right here, instead of this dropping straight down like a lot of traditional knobby tires would, it angles down this direction, and then of course this one has a leading edge that kind of comes up.
Right. Yeah, these are definitely directional, and that leading edge you're talking about, like I was saying, it's kind of like a valley. That specific block design helps combat what we call step wear, and that step wear really degrades the performance off-road. These are kind of immune to that, if you will. This block is really it's gonna give you the performance on the road, and it's gonna maintain that traction throughout the life of the road when you get off.
That's fantastic. I've also noticed that these are not like a traditional knobby tire. You're either going to have a straight row, or you're going to have alternating blocks up and down. It looks like instead of alternating like that, these are actually staggered, and there isn't really a block that's matching the next block or even the block 2 blocks over.
Yeah, so what that does is kind of maximizes that biting edge. So instead of just having square after square, these are angled and kind of staggered, like you said. That's going to give additional biting edge off the road.
So pretty interesting. So like I said, traditional one, you'd have this guy here, and then 2, then 1, then 2. Mm-hmm. So basically every other block you'd have that leading edge that would hit. Right. So here you've got an outside leading edge that comes in before this one, that comes in before this one, that comes in before the center. Right. Same thing on both sides. That's really impressive.
Yeah. That alternation gives you kind of grip when you have different things popping up in the terrain. So it's not bite, slip, bite, slip, bite, slip. You can have different pieces of the tire once it's digging into that dirt that's biting at different places.
Pretty cool. Another thing I see here is this I forget what they call that, the bridge here between these two lugs. So you have individual blocks on the top, but the base is tied together, so you get that stability when the bike gets leaned over.
Yeah, exactly. And that helps a little bit off-road. That also helps throughout the life of the tire when you're on the pavement also. It helps from that block deformation.
So what about the siping that we're seeing inside the top of these outside lugs? What are we seeing from there?
You're talking about these guys? Right. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's actually what we call a deco groove. It's not going to be functional, but for better or worse, tires got to look good. So along with some of the other touches here, the AX41 on the side, the Adventurecross through the middle of that tire there, and then these kind of trapezoid shapes on the outside. That's a deco groove.
It basically gives the tire character while it's sitting on the showroom floor.
Right. All the functionality that we built into this might as well make it look good too.
Nice. So I noticed the sidewall of this tire is super sturdy. On purpose, I'm sure?
Well, these types of bikes, you have different speed ratings and different load ratings depending on the size of the tire, but it's an adventure. We like to carry things with us on the adventure. Sometimes the bike can get heavy. So that's specifically built to handle these types of bikes. We'll have additional size expansion in the future. Right now we have those popular bikes, Africa Twins, GSs, KTMs. and that's specifically built for to be able to handle a heavier weight if that's your prerogative.
Well, we here at Chaparral Motorsports have a set of these on order, and as soon as they arrive, we're going to be putting them to the test. We've got a loop that we do. It's about 150 miles. So within that 150 miles and about 6 hours on the bike, we can hit about 6 different types of terrain. We get super deep sand. We get large, loose baby head type rocks. We get some decomposed granite. We get some super high speed twisties. We're talking 100 plus twisty, like super high speed twisties. We also have some canyon roads that we can carve that have, just dirt and sand that comes down from the mountain and kind of washes over the road. So lots of different types of terrain, the same types of terrains that all of you are hitting when you head out on each of your adventures. So that really gives us a good baseline for how these tires do. Oh, yeah. And then of course we're going to put it through its pace, and we're going to see exactly how many miles we can get out of it. Now, warning, we push our tires really hard, so the mileage that we get is not indicative of the traditional ADV rider who's doing most of his riding on dirt, but these tires aren't meant for that guy. These tires are meant for the guy who's really looking to push the limits and get as much traction off-road as possible.
That's right. And going back to what I said earlier, it's off-road traction, get you where you need to be on the road and survive on the road, live off the road. This is a 60% to 70% off-road tire, and it's an exciting market to be in. We've been waiting for it, and it's already made a big splash online and conversations at events like this. People are pretty happy about it.
There it is, the brand new Bridgestone Adventurecross tire, the AX41. Like I said, we're going to have these. We're going to put them on a bike. We're going to a couple bikes. We're going to test them. We've got an R1200 GS that we're going to put them on. We've got an Africa Twin we're going to put them on, and we have a KTM 1190 Adventure R that we're going to put them on. So between those 3 bikes, we're going to be able to get a really good idea for what this tire is going to do for those 3 segments of the marketplace. I'm Kyle. This is Andrew. Until next time, take care and ride safe.